plane in a couple of hours.
So this is it. This is the end. Spent 10 days here volunteering with a couple of rescue groups, primarily with People for Animals shelter. First day here in India, we started working with the PFA, People for Animals charity. They run a shelter here in Hyderabad. The handler here at PFA was doing an amazing job keeping me safe, keeping the whole team safe and himself safe. It's been an amazing trip, but it's been a big challenge. We've, I mean, even if you talk about the non-medical stuff, just the language barrier.
Spray. Magnet spray.
You do that first? You do that now?
First
Yeah. Okay.
Anything? Any medicine?
No.
No penicillin, amoxicillin? Just the meloxicam.
The traffic here is unbelievable, and it's not just the noise and the chaos, but it takes an hour to get anywhere. Spending sometimes 6 hours doing pet rescues with the ambulance, and 5 of those hours were in the ambulance going from call to call to call.
This summer, when we went to Greece just earlier, that was my first time ever really being out of North America.
North America, not getting sick is a big issue. And then the medical cases. I mean, I've done a lot of traveling and have dealt with street dogs and street cats and situations of that where there's a lot of major wounds. But here is something else. Part of it's the heat and the humidity. Part of it's the poverty of the city, to be honest with you. There's such a lack of infrastructure. These are just shacks that people are living in. Basically room for a bed, that's it. This is a poor country. I mean, the average income is $500 American a year. And yet, we did not meet one person that seemed to lack in compassion or had anger or hatred towards animals. So these are people that are struggling to pay their bills, and yet they're still taking time out to bring animals to the shelter, to make donations to the shelter as little as they can, or as much as they can, and it's incredibly touching and heartwarming.
Being immersed in so much culture was really crazy for me, and I still can't believe that we're here. This is normal to people, and this is the way that people live their lives. It's been a really crazy adventure, and lots of crazy cases.
Some of the cases that really stick to mind, I mean, of course, the bat was pretty amazing. I felt foolish that I missed that it had that sort of injured digit.
Obviously we've had lots of complications with the monkey.
The monkey, of course, Disco, the rhesus monkey.
Can I come over there?
Yeah.
You been given anything? Any medicine?
No.
This is really hard.
There's almost nothing left to the wrist and the elbow. Amp tomorrow. Or shoulder. Is she gonna be able to live? It was just one problem after another, but we spoke to the experts at the zoo, and they're confident that if we can get her to heal, she'll be able to be fine on her own out in the forest, because people will feed her. They worship monkeys here like they worship cattle, and karma's a big thing in this country, and spirituality's a big thing. There's so many numerous trauma cases that were a big deal. But then we also had these amazing releases where we had dogs that PFA, the team here, had sort of helped them heal with, they had partial paralysis or they had open wounds. Gave him kind of a little cuddle and a scratch behind the ears and unleashed him, and he took off back to his home as fast as he could. So he'll live at the shelter in isolation away from other dogs and people, and they're gonna watch him for about 5 to 7 days. And we return them to the street, but their families, their neighbors and the shop owners still considered these dogs family.
The dog comes out and starts wagging its tail, and everyone's like, Tuppy, Tuppy, you're home, you're back. Tuppy, Tuppy, Tuppy.
Everything was a whirlwind and an amazing experience I won't forget.
I'm really glad that Cupcake is doing a lot better. She's really starting to warm up to people. Today we checked on Cupcake again, who has turned out to be one of my favorite dogs that's here. So we just rechanged the bandage, put more sugar on the wound. It's healing up pretty nicely. This dog, yesterday, I had taken out of her kennel and I was petting her and she got really comfortable with me. And when we first saw her, she was screaming and she was crying because she was so scared. Kind of fallen in love with this dog a little bit. And I think she's going to, they have a bunch of adoption stuff going on, so I think she might get adopted, which is really exciting. I really learned so much about myself on this trip, and I feel like I'm going back a different person with a different appreciation of how lucky we are to have everything that we have in Canada. It's just crazy, and I don't want to leave, but I'm also really excited to go home to, you know, see my dogs and give them a pet and tell them that I love them.
I think the best thing was, I get emotional, the best thing was spending it with my daughter. She's sitting here. You know, to be able to spend the time with her and you know, she wants to get into this industry, but to be able to show her the other side of the world and, you know, make new friends, and it's been the most amazing experience. We're definitely coming back here. Stay tuned. I hope this inspired you this trip, and get out there and do your best to volunteer in your own community, help out the animals, help out in any cause that's important to you, and just be kind to all creatures, human or otherwise. And thanks for watching.